I am far outside of my usual time. Shooting in the middle of the day, it's not something I usually do, but I have some stuff to do tonight, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the workout in tonight. So I'm going to try and rush through it while my kid is napping. Hopefully I can make it through, and we'll see how it goes. It is shoulders today. Just real quick as my basic intro. This is a stream of my workouts. I'm doing a body transformation this year. The thing that sets my body transformation apart from others is that I'm not using any sort of supplements. That's no protein shakes, no protein powders, no creatine, no BCAAs, nothing extra. Just trying to get all my nutrients from the food that I eat. I'm not opposed to supplements. I've used them in the past. I think they work great. I think if you like taking them, awesome. Do what works best for you. I think a lot of people have different ways of doing things, and you do what you want. I just don't know if it's absolutely necessary for me to take them to hit my current workout goals, and want to take a year to see what it was like to not take them. Also, a secondary reason is that one of my kids started preschool, and preschool is expensive. So cutting out supplements saves me at least $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. And in this economy, every little bit helps. So I'm going to start out with shoulder press. Going to warm up with 10 pounds real fast. On a very tight schedule. I have an appointment in a little over an hour that I cannot miss. The fun part is trying to get my body to stop sweating before I get there, because I will probably be like decently sweaty when I'm done with this exercise, and I don't want to be like gushing sweat. So, yeah, it goes. I'm also able to do this because one of my kids is asleep. If they wake up, I'm going to have to end it. I can only do this as long as they are out. But I think they're going to be asleep for enough time. I should be able to get this done within their normal nap time. That is the goal. See how it goes. I found this this YouTube channel recently that has like shorts, and it's this guy is talking to himself as different characters, asking companies what they build, and it's all these generally like General Motors or Rolls Royce or different companies, even Lego, and their dark connections, dark past or dark connections. And it's pretty interesting. It does it with a little bit of comedic flair. It's fascinating. I've had to go and research a couple of the things that he said to verify that it was true. So one thing you got to remember when you hear something sensational is go do some research, especially because even if you don't believe it, you're going to want to regurgitate the sensational thing you heard. It's always good to do your own research. Especially in this day and age, the amount of misinformation. But misinformation would not be as difficult if people would just do the tiniest amount of research. And I'm not talking about just going on Snopes. Like, you gotta go a little bit more research than just clicking on Snopes. But I place a big value on being accurate and being able to accurately report information or quote information. I think more people should. It's just hard because there's so much information coming at you these days. The easiest thing is once you find out that someone's either lying, alt-right, or outright, or manipulating, then you know you're not a trusted source for information, and you can just take everything they say with a grain of salt if you bother listening to them again. Because there's some lies that people tell that there's no excuse. Like there's no way you should have gotten it wrong. You know, you either are lazy and not doing any research, or you're just basically, evil. Some lies that are told make you evil. So, all right, let's take a second. Gonna move on up to 40 pounds. That's 18.14 kilograms. There's some things like an interesting thing I noticed is you can tell someone's leanings or how they feel by which stories they pass on that are not credible. And they get so excited about a story because they like the story that they don't stop to check to see if it's right or wrong. And that'll tell you a lot about a person, about what they really think. So, and their predisposition to dislike certain groups over others. So making a couple of changes to my shoulder routine this week. I went ahead and put shoulder press before lateral raises. And before lateral raises, I'm also going to do shoulder shrugs. I haven't done shoulder shrugs in a long time because I put it at the end of my exercises and I just consistently run out of time to be able to get those done. So I'm hoping by switching the order, I'll get back into it. And I'm thinking about doing like a rotating order of exercises on shoulder day, trying to make sure I hit everything I want to hit. So that's the goal. But I do like lateral raises. They're like the hardest, or not the hardest, but they're like the most humbling of exercises I do because I do them at such a lower weight than every other exercise. Like right now I'm working on being able to do 3 sets of 15 with the 25 pounds, and it's so much harder. Like there's no other exercise I do where like 25 pounds is the max weight. So it's good. It's frustrating, but it's good. And that's one lateral raises have been something that's been consistently like frustrating since the beginning. Because you have to start out so low too. And if you look around and you see guys that are doing like a high weight on lateral raises, it's very impressive. And early on can be very daunting. All right. Most of the year, I was doing sets of 10. I think in June or July, I think June, I switched to sets of 15. And my intention was to go back down, but I feel like it's going to be weird to go back down to 10 sets or sets of 10 because like kind of used to doing 15. It's going to feel like I'm cheating myself to stop at 10. Let's see. All right. If I can nail one more set of 15, I'll be really happy. It'll be a lot better than last week. I think this is the first time in a while I've done 2 sets of 15. The other difference between this workout and working out at night is that I had like a cup of coffee or half a cup of coffee before coming out here. So I get the added benefit of some caffeine that I don't have when I work out at night. This guy did a whole video about how a lot of the pre-workouts we would take are just caffeine. But that's the main thing that works in them. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just drink coffee when I work out. All right. All right, not 15. It was 11 now. Like something in my mustache for a second. What's up, Copa, man? How are you? Man, I'm getting lucky. I saw Dixie Vixie last night. She said she had to get up early for a lecture. Fine, man. I'm good. I'm good. Just cruising along. How are things in France since the Olympics? Things slowing down? Getting back to normal? or getting more hectic. Coach says, oh yeah, she has to wake up early. Yeah, she said it was like her first lecture going back. We talked about how first lectures can be annoying because you have to, like, everyone has the same questions about how to write papers or what formats to use. And even though it's all written down in the syllabus, like you can see it, they still ask the same questions. And it is so tedious. The first classes of any semester. It's like, guys, I promise you, the professor wrote it down in the syllabus with the expectation that you would read the syllabus. And if you can't read the syllabus, this is not a good this is not a good sign for the rest of your semester. Yeah. Did you see because you guys play Counter-Strike, have you seen the video of the guy with the neural net playing Counter-Strike and how, because he's not playing with his hands and he's playing with his mind, he automatically has like 100% accuracy as though he was using an aimbot? Koba says, good to see you after how many days? I don't even know. Well, it's good. It's good. Good to see you too, man. I miss you guys. You and Dixie are fun. Oh, you should watch the video, man. He has a very unfair advantage, but what are you going to do? The rest of his life is full of disadvantages. Koba says, that's a cheat. Yeah. I think I would just have to remind myself that this guy spends his whole life in a wheelchair without being able to move his hands. But I bet you would get old fast. Like, I saw videos of guys before playing, and you're like, man, there's no way I want to play with you. Like back in the day, I think it was Black Ops 2, but I was watching a video of a guy that could just, if you 1v1'd him, the second he killed you, he knew where all the spawn points were, and without moving in the map, without having a clear line of sight, he would just shoot his bullets off. And he'd had like armor piercing and high caliber, so he would just kill you. The second you popped up, he'd just fire again and kill you. Black Ops 2 was the best game ever for you, or for me, says Copa. It was a good game. I like Black Ops. I know people hate on Black Ops, but I liked it. I know there's another one coming out, Black Ops 6. I saw you could pre-order it and get in on the early testing, the beta testing. I was thinking about it. I like up close and personal maps because I'm not good at sniping. So I like putting my gun right up next to somebody and just obliterating them. And moving fast. I like fast gameplay. Yeah, I like playing Black Ops 2 with my friends and setting up our own like custom games. Didn't you stream earlier today? Or you wanted to stream twice today? Says Copa. It's not twice for me. On my timeline, I streamed at 9:30. Or sorry, I streamed at like 8:30 last night, and right now it is like 1:45 here, or no, it's 12:52. So yeah, for you, it would look like I streamed twice. It's twice within 24 hours, or less than 24 hours. So. Do you go to school, Copa? Or are you a self-made millionaire? Copa says, I got Black Ops 2 just for playing with my dad. Copa says, I'm studying cybersecurity. I'll tell you, if there's any realm that makes me feel the least secure, it's cybersecurity. And it's because of how much you have to constantly update. And the computers and people just get smarter and smarter about hacking. And it sucks is that a company that has a great reputation may have your information, but all it takes is like one idiot to open up a phishing file, and that company now is shut down and your information is out there to sell. In France, how much are you on the hook if someone buys things without you knowing? Like you guys have the same kind of credit system we have here, where they can like ruin your credit, or like if someone gets access to my bank account and they transfer the money out, I may never get it back, even though I didn't. It's very clear it wasn't me. Koa says they're scamming people with QR code. Oh, I bet. I feel like because I grew up in the heyday, like the beginning of the internet, you learned really fast not to trust people that you couldn't see on the internet. But then too, like there was a misconception that hacking is like someone that's good at computers, but a hacker can be someone that's just good at people skills. Like they go and they talk to someone with access and they get them to give them access, and then they're in. It's not like in the movies where it's some guy that's typing super fast and is a super genius. Koba says they make you scan the QR code to get access to your phone and get everything. Yeah. Well, there's that. And even too, like in the States, you need to be careful when you buy like lightning cables for your phone, because they can put malware in the cable. So you think you have a regular cable and you plug it in, and now they have access to all your information the same way. Copa says for scamming people, they are smart. Oh yeah, like it still takes a certain kind of genius, but it's not like the nerdy genius you see in a movie where they're like, look how fast he solved the Rubik's cube. Imagine what he can do to your laptop. Copa says, I mean, cybersecurity is being hacker at the same time. Oh, absolutely. You can't stop crime if you can't think like a criminal. That's why I take my home security so serious. Like I think because we watch movies in the U.S. and there's like security cameras and they use that to solve crimes. We think that that's how it works for us, and if we have a security camera, we'll be protected. And it's like no, no. The best protection is secure locks, secure windows, and making it difficult for the casual thief to even see inside your house. And they don't flash what you have. You know, when you buy a brand new giant big screen TV, try not to bring it into your house when everyone can see it. And two, when you throw away that box, cut it up into small pieces and put it in your recycling. Don't like put this big giant box out on your curb for everyone to know you have a brand new giant TV. You have to be smart. And in the US, a big part of that too is just being, hyper vigilant, being aware of when somebody's casing your house. Like, notice people when they're casing other houses in your neighborhood. Because if there's a thief rolling through the neighborhood and he's looking to do break-ins, if somebody notices him and can remember them, they're less likely to come back and rob. Something you're using is smart. That's dangerous, I guess. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, any like smart TVs, smartphones, anything that's in your house. I mean, everyone's house is basically bugged now. Good job for you. Your 65 followers, by the way. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Well, just know you and Dixie Vixie will always be near my heart. You guys were some very early followers. I think you probably started following when I was like in the 30s or 20s. You've been around for a while, Copa. Copa says, yes, I remember we came randomly in your stream. I got used to the idea of hacking and surveillance living in China because in China they're not very good, or in 2001 China was not very good at it. So like you would hear people on your phone when you made phone calls. Um like you're calling out and they would pop up or you sometimes they'd even talk, like somebody forgot to mute something and you'd hear somebody talking, but you could hear them. Um, you knew flat out anything that was mailed to you was going to be open, especially if someone mailed you something that somebody would like. It wasn't uncommon for it to not be in the box when you got it. Yeah. I even had some friends, like if you got pictures developed in China, any picture that would make China look bad, like a friend would like take pictures of toilets and stuff and just random things in China. Now, when they got their film developed, all of those pictures were gone. The camera shop just took them, and it had that kind of stuff happens. So they're not careful about it. Not like in the U.S., where you just assume that like everything is red and stuff there, and then you have no rights basically. So like the police came into our house like multiple times. It got so common, I stopped getting out of bed for it. The last time they were like, "Oh, the police are downstairs. Like maybe you should stay in your room." And I was like, "Cool, I'm going back to sleep." It stopped being exciting. That's how many times it happened. That's tragicomic. You just get used to it. And the thing is, they don't like they they were always fairly nice with our stuff. We saw like what they did to a Chinese couple's house, like how they like cut everything up in their house, like all the furniture and stuff, looking for things, and then they had a safe with like $10,000 in it, and that got broken into, and then they never got their $10,000 back. Which $10,000 in China is an exceptional amount of money. It's not a small thing there. Like $10,000 at the time would have been like 80,000 yuan.